Hey everyone, today you're going to hear of an idea that could allow you to go when you got to go, but with honor and dignity. You also hear about the time my fundraising presentation was ambushed by a drunk guy with a small bladder. So welcome to our podcast, everybody. This is The Idealist. So Jonathan, I think we both know one of the universally most hardest things to endure is when you have to go to the bathroom, but you can't find a place to go and you're holding it in. I mean, we got to talk about this. Like,
it sucks.
Let's work through this. Like, what stories do you have? Anything?
So many, man.
Yeah.
So many. I've peed in so many public places.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a curse of having a tiny bladder or drinking. I say I drink a lot of water.
Yeah,
That's
let's go with that. Let's go with that. You drink an inordinately large amount of water.
Yeah.
Your bladder is just fine,
it's
Jonathan.
normal sized, yes.
It's normal size.
Yeah.
So
isn't it weird?
No disrespect to your bladder.
That we make drinks that are larger than our bladders, like everywhere. Like if you stop at a gas station, you can't buy a drink that's the same size as your bladder. It's automatically 2 or 3 times as big.
Yeah, I went to the movie theater with my son last week and ordered a small soda, and literally they brought out a vat of Coca-Cola.
They're like,
it was a
gallon.
Vat. Yeah. And my son goes, "This is a small." I go, "Oh, here it is."
Yeah, and it's going to fill up your 12-ounce bladder pretty quick.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. So what do you got? Like, what's a funny? There's got to be a funny. Gotta go story.
And I'm going to, with all apologies to my brother Jordan, who has a doctorate degree. He's a professor at a university now.
Wonderful bladder.
Yeah, he's written multiple books. Like he's a brilliant, brilliant scholar, great father. He has 5 wonderful kids. Having said that,
there it is. Love a good having said that.
When he was a graduate assistant, I'm so sorry, Jordan. When he was a graduate assistant at Long Beach State University, he had to pick up somebody that was like a speaker or something from the airport. And so he goes to the airport. And you know how when you're waiting like in the parking lot of an airport, like if you're in cell phone parking or wherever you're at, like that's one of the worst places because there's no place to go to the bathroom. And,
Correct.
And you always have to. And plus, like if the flight's delayed, all of these different kinds of things.
It's a problem.
So he's sitting in there and he's just sitting and waiting. And finally he's like, I got to go, man. So he takes a bottle and he unscrews the top and he starts filling the bottle. And then he notices in the mirror that this guy is walking right up to his truck.
Yes.
So he starts freaking out.
Beat the clock.
Well, there was a jump scare in all of this as he sees the guy coming up. So it's not just beating the clock, but now, and I don't really want to say beat the clock in this frame of mind either, but now with this jump scare, there is golden fluid everywhere inside the dashboard, up on the windshield, all of these things. So he's finishing up, he's looking around, he's trying to decide, what do I do? This guy's walking up, he's going to be sitting in here, I'm going to have water, fluid dripping everywhere. The only thing he had to clean it up with was a bunch of papers that university students had turned in to have graded. So he's got this handful of papers that he has to grade, that he's cleaning up all of the urine with.
Did he beat the clock? Did he get it? Did he
got
get
it
in
all
time?
cleaned up right before the guy was there. The guy wouldn't shake his hand though, which he said he felt kind of weird. And yeah.
Oh man.
And then the next day handed out a bunch of graded papers.
So wait, where did the papers go after he utilized them?
I'm guessing he just threw them in the back. That's a good question. I'm gonna say he just threw them in the back seat or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh man, that's the worst. I really hope he gave all of those students A's. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, me
big
too.
time. Oh my gosh. So my story isn't. I don't think it's as gnarly as that one, but I recall this was relatively recently. I was leading an organization, doing a fundraising kind of push, and
because you're such a kind
person. That's what I do. I just raise money to help people, right? And so we have 40 people in a room. It's in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Okay. Beautiful room, floor to ceiling glass, looking out at downtown, people walking by. You had people sitting in the audience were kind of facing the glass and facing where the presentation was in the front. And I had put so much time into this thing. Our team had put so much time into this presentation. Like, here's what we're going to do. Here's how much money we need to raise. And we need everybody on board, all hands on deck. It's one of those, it's like a pep rally type of experience, right? So we got the PowerPoint up, we got the audio is set up, and the presentation starts, and a drunk person outside, remember, floor to ceiling glass in downtown Fort Lauderdale, a drunk person walks by, and they can't see in, but we can see out. And they unzipped, took it out, and they were peeing right in front of us onto a giant potted tree that was
funny.
Right outside.
That's hilarious.
For everybody to see. And this was the start of our fundraising campaign.
Did you make it? Did you raise funds?
We did make it. We did make it. I don't know if it was in spite of that moment or maybe because of it.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
Was it to end public urination? Was that what your fundraiser for?
That was the cause, and that was a good live action object lesson right there. But I was just like so mortified.
Oh, I can't imagine, man. But honestly, as you're telling me that story, like I can't imagine that would be terrible. But there's 2 or 3 things that he could have done that would have been way worse. So.
Yeah,
So you got the lesser of the evils.
We did. But I just remember thinking, I can't believe this is happening now.
So I do want to know, like, how did you handle that in that situation? Like, did you make light of it? Did you address it? Did you just pretend you don't see it? Like,
well, no, I addressed it in the room. We had one of our team members go out to like get this guy out of here.
Did you offer counseling after the?
No. Thankfully, this was like for this group. This was like the inner circle. Yeah. So there was like a lot of relational trust and goodwill in the room.
Right.
So it wasn't necessarily like you're nervous about the relationships in the room. Looking back, it's something we can all laugh about now.
Yeah.
But in the moment, not so much.
Yeah.
So
that's hilarious.
So this is I think a good context for an idea I have called Gotta Go.
Okay.
So we've all been on the road trips. We've all been driving those long distances, and all of a sudden you've got to go and there's no place to go. And, you know, having to pee while you're driving, having to go while you're driving, it makes you feel like you're under duress. You're just getting stressed about it.
It makes you a worse driver.
It makes you a worse driver, most certainly. And so I thought of a solution. I don't know why this doesn't exist, but how come there isn't a better solution to your brother's clear plastic bottle?
Right.
How come there's not a safe, clean, okay scented alternative to the plastic bottle? Because the plastic bottle is no good.
No.
Right?
No.
The plastic bottles, you got the cap, you've got, spillage, it's clear, that's disgusting. So I'm thinking, now this is kind of a ridiculous idea, I understand, but at the same time, Jonathan, there needs to be a solution for this.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Right? So what I'm envisioning is something that can happen under the radar. I'm thinking of even like a skirt type thing that can go over the seat that allows you to quickly adjust, put something on, do your business, and then seal it up, and you're done.
Yeah.
So, but not the clear plastic bottle. There's got to be a better option. So the name of this is Gotta Go because, and I think the tagline is real simple, because when it's time to go, you gotta go.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay. Gut reaction. We do a lot of bathroom ideas.
We do. Can we review them
podcast.
for a second? We've got the John and Jonathan, which was the porta potty business idea that was putting a premier porta potty next to a normal porta potty and monetizing the premier porta potty.
Correct.
That was called the Porta John, and the Jonathan.
Yes.
Right next to it. What else have we done though?
We Go.
We did WeGo, yes.
Yeah, where when you're stuck in a city and you need someplace to go, you pull it up on your app and punch in the little code, and you get in and get to go.
Yeah. So this is like the next evolution of this. Which is making when you got to go in your car, making it safe, making it clean, and making it not
so
smell.
My gut reaction is it would be great to have a way to relieve yourself without there being 1,000 problems that could happen. So that's my gut reaction. My gut reaction also is, I don't know that you can figure this out, but we're going to try. That's my other gut reaction.
But you agree it should be figured out.
Oh, yeah. I agree that the problem exists.
The problem is universal.
And that there should be a solution for this.
Correct.
My gut reaction is saying, I don't know that we're going to get to the solution here, but we're going to put it in the idea exploder.
Hold on. Are we going to have fun getting there?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, good.
We may even take a bathroom break.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, one of the problems with this is we're just, at least in this conversation, trying to solve it for men.
Yes.
Right? I mean, going the other direction, I don't even know where to start on that. But like, I'm telling you, this problem is universal. Just last week, I think you were there, we were talking to a friend, and he was like, oh my gosh, I like literally was on a road trip this week and had to pee in a clear plastic bottle. Yeah.
But he was smart, and he picked up like some, I think, like the wide mouth Gatorade bottles or something like that on before he even left.
Yes, he pre-planned.
Maybe core.
That's right. He was pre-planning for this because he was going to be in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, maybe he had some mason jars or something like that. Like
I don't know, but he definitely thought it through. And again, it just proves the point. Like this thing needs to exist.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got to be able to engineer this, Jonathan.
Yeah. No, I agree. So let's put in the idea exploder and see what happens.
Okay. So we've done.
So first would be the yeah buts.
Yeah.
One yeah but I have is spill.
Yeah.
How are you gonna keep it from spilling?
Correct. Well, first of all, what do you think the spill rate is on the clear plastic bottle at this point?
100%.
You think it's 100%?
I think every time.
Every single time? Mm-hmm. I don't think so. I think we're at a 75% clearance rate.
Let's talk about this for just a second, okay?
Okay.
And maybe I don't know how to do it. So maybe maybe if nothing else comes out of this, I'll learn.
You'll learn something.
I'm sitting in a seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to get an angle that is downhill and lets me set a bottle completely vertical. It's always tilted a little bit and there's just not enough room.
Yeah. So
this may be the first time that we have to check that little box on there about, is this explicit?
Is this explicit?
Yeah.
I see you and I hear you, but I think what I'm saying is I think we're at a 75 to 80% clearance rate on those already, and nobody's even thought about it.
Right.
Nobody's tried to engineer it properly.
Yeah.
Like, how do you engineer the bottle properly? Right. Is there a contraption that connects you to the bottle that prevents the spillage? Like that seems like that's doable.
So essentially, like a funnel. So you're looking like,
you know what we're talking about here? We haven't done alternative names yet, but this is the car catheter.
Car catheter, yeah.
That's what this is. This is the car catheter. The catheter is already a thing. You know that exists.
Right.
You know it is designed to be safe, to be clean, right? To work, to not spill. And how come nobody's applying that to the automotive industry?
Yeah.
Why is it just refined to the medical industry?
Catheters are kind of a terrifying thought. Like I don't want to get it. I don't want to put on a catheter to go to the bathroom on a road trip. I don't use an anal thermometer. I'm not going to use a catheter to go to the bathroom. So, so when I was saying 100%, like I think every single time there's some sort of spillage. I don't think of this.
Okay.
I don't think it's like.
Okay.
I think there's
I think you're lacking skills, but okay,
there's
continue.
a huge chance for leakage or spillage somewhere in that whole situation. So it needs to have a large enough surface area that it's going to collect all of the urine.
Correct.
As well as a deep enough or large enough cavern to hold it all, then a way to seal it afterwards. How's this going to, like, what I need a little more detail from you on like what this is going to look like. Is this going to look like a bowling ball?
I think the funnel works. I think a funnel might be the closest thing to it in terms of design. Maybe it funnels into a bottle of some sort.
Okay, so I've got to have a hand on the funnel and a hand on the bottle.
No, I think it all connects. It's one thing. It's one
like
thing.
A jug with
it's like a
funnel handle.
I think so. I think that's what it. I think that
I'm
would
liking
work.
that better. I like that better.
I think that would work. I'm trying to think if there's a tube involved anywhere in this.
I would think I could see it. Maybe it's one of those tubes that you can go. You know what I'm talking about? One of those expandable tubes. So then you can set your distance.
Have you practiced that sound?
No.
That sound bite before?
No.
Because it was like spot on. I'm like dying over here.
So, but it has that expandable difference.
Yes.
So you can set your
I think
wherever you need, you can set your distance.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Set your
I'm
distance.
liking that. So we have
customizable.
So we have an expandable tube.
Expandable tube
with like a wide mouth.
Correct.
Funnel top.
Correct.
That goes in, and there's no it's all complete. Like you don't screw anything in.
No.
It's all complete.
No.
And then, is there a seal for the top of that funnel, or?
Yeah, I wonder if it's like a, I don't know, almost like a pocket door.
Okay.
Type model where you just slide it open. Yes. Slide it close.
Okay. I can see that. That's good.
But I think what we haven't talked about yet is the privacy option, right? Because you've got to be able to have privacy. You can't have a semi driving next to you.
Right.
When you're exposed like that. So that's where I'm thinking it comes with some kind of fabric, right? That can just go over the lap and nobody knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
Except maybe your family in the back seat, going, oh my gosh, Dad's doing it again.
Back in the day when women had nursing blankets or whatever, it's a peeing blanket instead.
Is that back in the day? That's still a thing though.
But I feel like that women.
Oh, they don't utilize it anymore. Yeah. Well, just to be clear, I don't see a day in which men aren't utilizing
Right.
Does
it also come with some sort of attorney recommendation, and just in case you accidentally end up exposing yourself to a minor, and it can offer some
I think there are some ancillary services that could be attached to this. I'm not opposed to that at all. Maybe there's
So where would you store
maybe there's
it?
a business card, an attorney's business card that comes with it.
Where would you store it in your car?
So good question. Right now, where do you store the bottle?
In my bottle thing.
But
as I'm driving, usually it's not like I do this all the time.
Yeah.
But if I know I'm in this situation, I'll finish what I'm drinking.
Correct.
And then refill it. But I'm probably not going to want to take that and have it filled with my drink and a long straw down there, drinking that out.
Correct.
So I just have to have this pee container sitting in my car all the time.
I think that's a great question. Do you have any ideas on that one? I haven't thought through that one yet.
I don't really know.
Well, first of all, it's not going to be clear. So let's start there, because a big problem with the bottle, with the Gatorade bottle, is it's clear.
Right.
Which is you don't want to be near that.
Right. And so and it probably has some kind of release thing on the bottom that you can open and it all pours out instead of having to pour it back through the funnel.
Yeah. Listen, in a perfect world, maybe Elon Musk can address this, but I just think there's a little release valve.
Yeah.
And it just the car just releases it.
Oh, so you're just peeing. Would you
maybe you mix it, has an ability to mix it with water too, so it totally dilutes it, puts it on the street, on the ground. Nobody's the wiser.
I had a neighbor who used to pee in his garden because he believed it fertilized his fruits and vegetables better.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
I have no idea.
I don't know why we'd even need
to
dilute it. Let's just let it go. We're fertilizing the.
If you're on the open road.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with that with you.
No. Would you pee in your car if it was just this horn that you pulled over and it was part of your car, and it was it was an accessory that you could purchase for your car?
You could purchase, correct. What if the car seat was really just a toilet seat?
Oh man, I don't know. Could you do it? Could you have a car like that?
Is that where the future's going?
Maybe. Could you have a car like that?
Could it be made?
No, I'm sure it could be made, but could you own one and drive one?
Oh.
And if you did, let's
right now, no. Right now, but listen, when I gotta go,
right.
I'm not in my right mind. I'm not in my right mind. I guarantee you, if you have to go, you will be wishing that you were sitting not on a car seat but on a toilet seat.
So let's say you got a car like that. You're like, you know what? I found one.
Yeah.
I found this toilet seat in its disguise. No one can tell. Would you tell your friends that you had a toilet seat in your car? Or would you just keep that to yourself?
Well, first of all, I would be very braggadocious on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
My car has a toilet seat in it? That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be all over that. I mean, wouldn't you be impressed?
Would you want it?
Wouldn't you be impressed?
Yeah. Would you want it to have like a duvet or like a bidet in it? I mean, a bidet, or would you just want it to be? Is that going too far?
I think that's going too far. I think we got to keep it real simple. But the idea of just like releasing it, cleaning it and getting it released and out of the car,
just like an airplane,
right?
Yeah. I mean, we do it in an airplane, so why is it not that seems like it should be more gross because that's above my head.
Yeah. I would think so. Think so.
Talking about weird cars, my kids had a soccer coach when they were a little kid, and she'd purchased a car from her uncle or something like that, and it had one of those breathalyzers that you had to blow in before you could start the car. So every time she drove anywhere, she had to go and blow into the breathalyzer thing, and then it would allow her to start the car.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah. Yep.
That was actually an accessory?
That was actually an accessory to keep you from being a drunk driver.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's
fascinating.
Yeah. So this doesn't seem that crazy, right?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem crazy at all. So we've got a problem to solve. We've got a solution. I think if any engineer put any kind of thought into this,
they could get it done.
Nobody's ever thought about it.
Right.
Right?
Or they've thought about it and been like...
or they have thought about it and thought, this is unsolvable.
Right. Or just don't tell anyone. Yeah. Or maybe they just made it for themselves and kept it to themselves.
Correct. So is that a yeah, but is there really a market for this?
Yeah. I wonder, would you buy one? Would you order it off of Amazon or would you go in the store and buy it?
I mean, I would buy it off of Amazon.
Would you go in the store and buy it? Like if you were
because of like the shame factor?
Yeah.
No, I deal with shame, so probably not. No, I couldn't imagine going in and like coming up with a car
Where do you guys
you're getting the car catheter
where's
today.
You gotta go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a long road trip?
Got a long road trip. How about that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And what do you think would be all your suggested buys on Amazon when you're clicking on the gotta go?
I mean,
diapers, or do you think it's going to be more like
I think it's
5-hour energies?
I think it's going to be. I think we're going to get lots of diaper ads coming my way.
How about a name could be "You're in a Car"?
It's very on the nose. It's kind of a double entendre, right?
Yeah.
You are actually
in
a car.
You're in a car.
You're in a car.
Or you're in a hurry.
Oh.
You're in a hurry.
Yeah.
You're
because
in a hurry.
What would the tagline be? The tagline would be, because when you got to urine in a car.
Yeah.
You're in a car.
Yeah. Yeah. P doesn't discriminate.
I like it.
It's no respecter of places.
So what part of the process are we? We've done yeah buts.
I think I just threw out some potential names.
Potential names we've done, and let's review those. What are our potential names?
So we've got gotta go.
Gotta go.
Car catheter.
Car catheter. Yes.
You're in a car.
Yeah.
You're in a hurry.
Yeah. You're in a hurry. I love it. I think all of those. I'm partial to gotta go. I just think it's fun to say.
Monetizing, I feel like you could explain that pretty quickly, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is
subscription service.
I don't know. No, I don't think this is a subscription service. I wonder if there's like reusable pouches that come with this. Like you use it once, like there's a mechanism and inside of it is a pouch of some sort where it's actually deposited and then
that seals.
And that seals up. And so you've got the device, which is always going to be itself clean. Maybe it's even scented. I don't know, because that's always a problem, right? People are going to but on that. But maybe there's like a sealable pouch and that's what actually gets disposed of. So you have to, you order more pouches, and that's how the company, kind of stays evergreen with their sales.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Any other ways to monetize this?
I mean, you could sell accessories like cool pouches that you carry it in, or like a little box. So when you set it in your car, it doesn't look so off-putting.
That's a concern with this one, isn't it? That's a concern with this one, isn't it?
Yeah, the entire thing is off-putting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you could play some pretty crazy practical jokes with it. Yeah, no, I think monetizing would just be it. Maybe your pouches, if you can figure out a way to make those pouches on the inside and then something on the outside, some kind of
I think
hiding case.
Yeah, I can imagine you got to go for boys, it's just like that's a different product line potentially.
You're in a car, boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gets creepy. So yes, you could do that, and different sizes probably.
We haven't talked about
large,
little kids
on the go.
Little kids got to go all the time in the car.
Yeah, little kids do.
I mean, this is kind of basic to if you're a parent, just
And then could there be ways of I don't want to get too graphic here, but could there be attachments for women? We'll just say yes, there could be someday down the road.
Yeah, I think I would imagine so. I don't think you and I are gonna. I don't know if we're gonna get there. And my concern is if we try to get there, we might be off the air. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think we should just quit while
stay in your lane.
I don't even know if we're ahead in this conversation,
but stay in your lane.
Stay in our lane. No pun intended. There you go. What's our next category? What do we got?
Then we're just gonna rate it.
Oh, we're gonna rate it. That's right. Okay. Okay, so let's rate this thing on a scale. Okay, on a scale of a clear Gatorade bottle. Okay, which we've said is kind of the default, kind of the norm. Versus, what's the apex? The apex would be there's actually a toilet seat.
Okay.
In your car.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So. That might be well into the future, but I think that's a good scale, right? You got the Gatorade bottle versus you don't got to do anything. Just you're already there.
Yeah. I think this is maybe there's a hole in the bottom of your floor of your car. And you undo it and you open it up and then you just pee down the hole.
Yeah.
Onto the ground. That's where that's the rating scale.
But that is the toilet in the car. You essentially said the toilet in the car.
But you're not. So more like a urinal in a car.
Okay.
Not the full toilet experience. Just a urinal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to read you. That means you kind of like this idea a little bit?
This is what I would say.
You would buy it. You would buy it.
Yes. I think that this is a necessary thing. I think I wish it was invented and out there. I don't think we've figured it out fully yet.
Yeah.
But maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're giving somebody a jumping off place to make something more. Maybe we're just bringing this out into the public and exposing the fact that this is needed and that they would have 2 sales immediately if it came into production.
This is super simple, Jonathan. Right now, it's being done in a Gatorade bottle.
Right. Yes.
Are we as human beings okay with that?
No.
This is the best we can do. Yeah. We haven't put any thought into this at all.
I know.
But when you got to go.
I wonder if Gatorade laughs every time they make their lemon lime. If they're just somebody's going to be so confused.
Exactly. So I'm kind of with you. I don't know because we're not engineers. No. I don't know. That's not our specialty, but I would imagine it's doable.
Yes.
It definitely is a problem.
Yes.
And I think somebody out there can solve it. So, hey, good episode. Thanks for laughing with me.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode. We'd love it if you would like, rate, subscribe, and share this podcast with others. Know we've got a growing list of ideas, so we'll be back next time to share more with you. If you have an idea you'd like to share, head over to idealistpodcast.com and record your pitch right there on our site. We just may share it and pick it apart on an upcoming episode. So until next time, thanks again for joining The Idealist.